Alright, I'm doing it. I'm taking the stance. Big boy conversation, so if you're Merab Divish, whatever the fuck, if you're around his height, it's time to go to the kids' table, alright? The big boys are talking. 5'9" and up is what I'm talking, you know what I mean? So, getting into it. I'm sure you've seen from the title, I do think Sean O'Malley won this fight. I'm taking that stance, god damn it. I'm tired of this shit. We've seen incorrect scorecards before. This is not a new thing. We've seen some bullshit shenanigans where, Corey Sandhagen versus Marlon Vera. That's a split decision. I don't know what universe that is even fucking possible, but I guess we're in it because one judge was high throughout the whole fucking fight. He's probably asleep the whole time because Cheeto was doing nothing. We've seen shit like Jared Cannonier, Sean Strickland. I'll die on that hill that Sean Strickland won that fight. I don't give a fuck. If you take Cannonier's back in round 1 and you fucking drop him, I'm sorry. I'm just saying it. You win that round, okay? Especially because Sean didn't take very much damage in that round, and I believe he outlanded him that round. Somehow he loses the round. Okay, yeah, sure, judges. All right. Now you can say I'm coping. You can say this. You can say that. I know you keyboard warriors. You three brain cell fucking Merab Divishvili fans are gonna be raging in the comment section once I make this one. As people do whenever their fighter wins and they decide to go on these, platforms and, YouTube, Twitter, whatever the fuck, and they're like, haha, loser, your pick was wrong, lol, keck W, and then they just decide to ignore all the times my picks were right. Okay, now my pick was incorrect because I wanted Sean O'Malley by KO, couldn't get it done. Shout out to Merab because he did have a good chin, but I still think Sean O'Malley won the fight, and I'm standing on that. I'm fucking standing tall on that shit, alright? Now, why do I think this? Well, it wasn't a split decision, right? It was a unanimous, similar to the Cannonier situation. But it was a unanimous decision, which I disagree with. And one judge was high, and he thought it was a 49-48. Wasn't. Okay, let's get that straight off the bat. I think it's fair to say Sean O'Malley definitely won round 3, and you want to know why I say he won round 3, even though he didn't outland Merab Divishvili on these statistics. So number 1, not only did Merab literally run around the whole octagon, doing fucking laps for no reason other than to showcase he's on EPO, for the first minute he decided to gauge with O'Malley in the 3rd round, he literally got his nose busted in fucking half. You can see it if you watch the fight back. You'll be able to see a clear fucking split on his nose. Literally, his nose is about to fucking fall off. Alright. So, with the way they do scoring, in terms of strikes landed, in terms of damage, and in terms of the grappling submission threat, whatever, in round 3, there was no submission threat, not one time. You can say Merab hugged him and kneed him to the thigh. Wow, crazy. That does so much damage. Just kidding. It does absolutely fuck all. I think we all know that. I think knees to the thigh are fucking... They should be count as like 0.1 strike, if that, alright? Other than that, Merab was getting lit, and he tagged here and there in round 3. So I think it's fair to say Sean O'Malley wins round 3. There was no damaging shot. There was no bleeding from O'Malley. There was no submission threat going on. Even if you want to say takedowns were landed. Doesn't fucking matter, because we've seen in the past, it doesn't matter if you get a takedown if they get right back up. And Merab quite literally, stood up after kissing him, which should have been a minus a point, in my personal opinion, because, I mean, that's just, hey, listen, if you want to have an affection towards a certain gender in the octagon, save that for after the fighting, Merab, alright? We know what you and Aljo do, but you don't have to do that towards every single male you spar with, you know what I mean? So, listen, O'Malley just wanted to, after Merab stupidly decided to get up and it's like, huh, I won the round, he gets hit, striked a little, you saw that little reaction, that definitely damaged him, and he was confused and whatever, but he was fucking, like, he is retarded, like, he is definitely mentally challenged, or suffers from brain damage, either or, alright? But regardless, Merab was definitely outdamaged in that round, even though he landed more strikes. So I think round 3, you give to O'Malley, no problem. Round 5, you have to give to O'Malley. Not only did he outland him on the strikes, and listen, I know I said that for round 3, but the difference here is he did more damage in round 3 and landed close to the same amount, and he landed he landed more in round 5, and he outdamaged Merab. The most significant strike throughout the entire fight was that spinning back kick, I believe, that hit Merab's fucking stomach, and that pretty much was like a deadly liver shot. That is the most received damage Merab took in round, or the most received damage any of the fighters received in round 5. By far, not even close. He winced at it. He definitely looked hurt, and he was trying to smile it off. Yeah, that's a significant strike, for sure. Big significant strike. And I know it's boring looking at only 20 strikes thrown between the two of them in round 5. It's Merab we're talking about here. So not only did he outland them, but whatever, right? I think it's unanimous. Everyone agrees that Sean O'Malley wins round 5. I don't think it's, like, close. I don't think it's a close round. I think definitively you give round 5, and definitively you give round 3. Now, my problem comes with round 1. Now, the same rule, listen, okay? This would be different if it was a 49-48 across the board. If it was a 49-48 across the board, I would be completely more understanding with his judges. My problem is that 2 of the judges gave Sean O'Malley round 3. Now, you can see in round 3, he was outstricken 6 blows, if that, but he was still given the round because they respected the amount of damage that Sean O'Malley did on the feet. Now, what's different in round 1? Fucking nothing, other than Sean O'Malley landed more blows, and the striking differential was smaller when it came against Merab. Merab only landed 16, Sean O'Malley landed 14. That's a 2 differential, but the difference is, in round 1, Merab went to his corner with a bloody fucking nose. Sean O'Malley was basically fucking untouched the whole round. I thought it was close, but I think if you're applying the same rules and you're giving Sean O'Malley round 3, you have to give Sean O'Malley round 1. That's pretty much how the scoring should have gone. So both judges, in my opinion, either weren't watching the fight, in terms of, or sorry, all 3 judges weren't watching that fight. That guy who had 49-48 is completely, like, on the spectrum, in my opinion. But the other 2 that at least were paying attention at the start of round 3, and then didn't just copy and paste what the first, spectrum guy had. So when they started watching round 3, the rules applied as they should, more damaging, which, breaks the differential between the striking, and Merab just getting you down and hugging you for 5 minutes straight doesn't mean you win the round if Sean O'Malley busts your fucking nose up. If we want to get into semantics, round 4, he busted the eye open, but I'll give Merab round 4 and 3. Or, 4 and 2. Now, the reason why is obviously because the striking differential is much bigger, and Merab had him held down longer, the most in round 2 and 4. And doing, the knees to a grounded opponent, that type of shit. But I say all this to basically say, under the judges' own score criteria they did for round 3, it should have applied to round 1, and they should have given the decision, split decision, to Sean O'Malley. Now, again, I did mention if this was a different world, and they didn't all score it for round 3, I would still argue Sean O'Malley won this fight, but I think it makes, I think it would make more sense. It makes more sense if all of the judges agreed a 49-48, but they didn't, and the 2 of them, because these 2 are the majority, so it would have been, split either way, right? But the 2 of them that both agreed that he won round 3, Sean O'Malley did more in round 1 than in round 3, but they gave him round 3. It doesn't make sense. And I know these fucking troglodyte, Georgian fucking, I gotta be careful with my wording here. These inbred, Merab fans will be like, duh, buh, you're just angry because he held him down. He's a better wrestler. Duh, duh, duh. Yeah, I know he's a better wrestler, but being a better wrestler, number 1, doesn't mean you're the better fighter, okay? If you were striking like a real man, you know, trying to KO your opponent to make sure basically when you knock someone out, they're put in a position where you effectively killed that man, you know? If I knock somebody out in the street, I won that fight because at this point, I have the option to kill him and he cannot fight back, alright? Now I'm not saying to do it, I'm not condoning violence, but that's a real man's sport. If you're hugging a man on the ground and you're just sitting there hugging him, you're not doing anything other than just laying on him like a fat fuck. Congratulations, you weigh more than him. That's about all that means. You know, that's why, in my opinion, I think wrestling's a bigger pussy sport than jiu-jitsu. To be honest with you, that's just my take, alright? But yeah, I'm going to stand firmly. I believe Sean O'Malley should have won this fight. Not just because I think he won the fight, but because based on the judges' own scoring criteria, in round 3, if 2 judges give him round 3, those same 2 judges should have gave him round 1, guaranteed, because it is the same principle. Actually, the biggest difference is that he did more in round 1, and he didn't get taken down as much in round 1. I don't even think he did. He might have got taken down once in round 1. But I believe in round 3 he got taken down more, or the grappling and the hugging again. The control time is the differential, is what I'm saying. But yeah. So I think Sean O'Malley should have won 48-47, no questions asked, based on the judges' own scoring criteria. Alright? And that's not to mention the fact that Merab should have been taking a point because he's just sitting there arguing with Sean O'Malley's corner for no fucking reason in round 1, literally forcing the ref to stop the fight, and he's not even focusing on the fight. You know, that should have been a stern warning, and then in round 3 when he decided to kiss his neck, that should have been a point taken instantly, because that's just, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're in a combat sport. This isn't like your training partner. You know, you don't just, like, Merab, let's not fuck the person you're fighting in the cage, alright? That's not the intention of a fight. You're supposed to be, you know, fighting them. You're not supposed to be hugging them against the cage and grabbing their ass cheeks like you did with Peter Yan. Like, we get it, bro. You like men. It's okay to like men, but you're in a combat fucking sport, alright? We want you to fight like a gladiator, not like a fucking, you know, hey, blue eyes. You know, we don't want that, alright? Fuck. Jesus Christ. Too many lessons from John Jones from that after party, I guess. You know, holy fuck. I can't wait for his next fight when he literally tears the pants off another man. Maybe he'll learn that from Makayev. You know? Holy shit with these fucking wrestlers, bro. Unreal. Honestly, these wrestlers are the most... Okay, I'm not... Okay. I need to calm down. I need to take a few steps back before I say some things. But, yeah. My personal opinion. Now, if you want to say I'm wrong, because, well, it's the scorecards. It's the scorecards. Yeah, scorecards can be very wrong. We've seen that with Dominic Reyes. We've seen that with the Gustafsson fight. I think it was Gustafsson 1, I want to say. So scorecards can be wrong. We've seen it with the Cheeto Sandhagen split decision. We've seen it before where the judges are wrong. Somebody gave Rosenstrike to Ivasa 30-27 to Ivasa. Alright? So if you want to tell me that, well, the judges scored it, you know, it's already on the scorecard, blah, 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 blah. That judge was literally fired that night, alright? This was the last fight of the card. You know, me personally, I would have investigated those judges because we have some inconsistencies here. You know, they're definitely not following the scoring criteria, you know? And Rosenstrike versus Taito Ivasa, that guy who gave 30-27 to Taito Ivasa, I think that's a perfect example that scoring can sometimes just mean absolutely fucking nothing. So, as far as I'm concerned, Sean O'Malley's still the champ. He's going to be defending his belt, his next fight. I'm guessing it's going to be a Henry Cejudo, or I'm hoping a Peter Yan, once Peter Yan beats Figgy, if that happens. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he's the champ. Merab's going to fight Umar. And I can't wait for the cope when everyone starts predicting, oh yeah, Umar's going to finish Merab because Merab has a terrible chin. And then when Umar anti-grapples Merab and forces Merab to, I'm stand-up striker, brother, I eat good food. You know, Merab's just gonna get fucking knocked out by Umar. That'll be a sight to see. And then when we see that, I'll be sure to see the ghost town in the comments section when, you know, finally the fighter I pick, you know, is correct once again. You know, just saying. Just saying. A lot of these, you know, I'm familiar with the Star Wars community. We have a term for people like the Merabs, the Merab fan base, and we call them shills. You know, and this fan base, it just seems you guys are all cucks, I guess. You know, or do you just like watching gay sex? You know, that's kind of the only reason why I think you can be a Merab fan. He's not entertaining to watch at all. He hugs other men to death, and he grabs their ass cheeks and kisses them on the neck. And then you guys, you know, fall asleep. You don't realize that happens. And then when you wake up, you just tweet on, you know, you go on Twitter or YouTube comments on people that you don't know, and you're just like, haha, you know, my fighter won, your fighter lost, even though it's a 50-50, especially considering most of these judges are absolutely on the spectrum, and they have no idea what they're doing, or how to score fights, or follow their own criteria. So with all that being said, I want to thank you for watching, making it to the end of this video, and baby, we're still in the sugar show. That's all I'm saying. Now, yeah, seriously, made it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. All the Merab fans, just know you like gay men. It's okay. You can be open about it. You don't need to be a closeted gay man. It's okay. It's 2024. You know, I'm the minority. I just like watching gladiators fight in real combat sports. Sorry. I guess I'm just the minority when it comes to that. You know, just saying. But yeah, made it to the end. Thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you have a good day.